There she was, just a walking down the street singing. Tapping her fingers and shuffling her feet singing. She looked good, she looked fine, she looked good, she looked fine.
They beat Wake Forest, North Carolina, and Duke en route to the school's 5th ACC title. It may have been one of the most touching moments in the history of ACC basketball.
The first time we were going to Callaway Gardens, we just drove down there in private cars, right?
Right.
And, in football, Darp had pretty strict rules, and Scully had pretty strict rules about drinking and so on, okay? But anyway, so we're driving down to Callaway Gardens, and Ron Hogue, who was on the team at the time, had a buddy who was on the Duke basketball team. And Duke lost in the semifinals of the NCAAs. Yeah. And then we showed up at Duke, right? So these guys decided they were going to have a party, because now they could drink. So we had a powwow, and we decided that our season hadn't started yet. And the season started when we got to Callaway Gardens. So, these guys were having a party, so we joined in the party. Well, around 3 in the morning or so, they decided that they all had an exam the next day, but it would be better not to go to the exam. And so they got their books, and they had a bonfire in the middle of the courthouse there in Duke. Okay. And so we thought, this is kind of interesting. First, that they're burning their books, number one. Yeah. Number two, that they don't have to take the test because they're basketball players. Right. They can just sign out. Anyway, so then we go down to Callaway Gardens and we come back to play Duke. And we're getting dressed in the locker room. And all of a sudden, Scully storms in the locker room and he calls the two of us over. And he said, were you guys down here on the way down? Did you stop here? And we looked at each other and said, uh-oh, I wonder what this is. We said, yes. And he said, well, I just got a calling from the coach who got a call from the Duke basketball coach that these guys from Amherst were getting the Duke basketball boys in big trouble for coming down here and getting them to go drinking. And the Amherst guys were said to be drinking too.
That's impossible.
Do you know anything about that? And so we sort of looked at each other and we said, well, yeah, we do know something about that. We were here, but the story isn't exactly the way it happened. So then he sort of stormed out. So then we came out to play Duke, and we were all in this sort of huddle. And he was still, his face would get red, and he would.
Oh, I can see him right now.
He would be like spitting, And he said, "Oh, these guys, some of the guys on this team broke the rules." And they said they didn't break the rules, but in my book, they break the rules. So nobody better break the rules anymore. Now go out and beat Duke. We did beat Duke.
Oh, Lord Jeffrey Amherst was a soldier of the king, and he came from across the sea. To the Frenchmen and the Indians he didn't do a thing in the wilds of this wild country.
I remember it involves Monk too.
Okay.
So, and I don't know if either one of you guys were there, maybe not, but we were in the cage one day, and Monk was nowhere to be seen. And so we started practice and we got it going, and about 40 minutes later, Monk comes walking into the cage, from the locker room, putting his stuff on and whatnot, and Scully says, calls practice to a halt, says, whoa, Monk, all the way from across the cage. And it was dark, you couldn't see in there anyhow, all the way from across the cage. He goes, Monk. He said, we start practice at 4 o'clock, and you're late. And Monk says, Scully, sorry, I got a lab. Every Wednesday I'm late. And Scully says, Monk, it's Tuesday. And so without missing a beat, no kidding, Monk says, Scully, I'll be late tomorrow too. And that was true, and it cracked us all up, including Scully. He didn't know what to say. He was like, okay, fine. But Monk played without a chest protector.
No.
And every once in a while there'd be a shot, thunk, and Monk would go, ugh! But he never said anything about it. And he had all these little welts all over.